Hello, my name is Peyton Morgan, and I'm going to be going over the external oblique muscle today. The external oblique muscle is a muscle that is located on the sides of the trunk, the left and right side. And in theory, the external oblique muscle is one large flat muscle located on the torso of the body, but it is anatomically separated into two separate parts. And then on the muscle model, you can see that it's on the left and the right side. And then on the skeleton model, you can see, well, you can't see on the skeleton, but on the skeleton model, it runs from ribs 5 through 12. That's the origin point. The origin point of the external oblique muscle is through 5 through 12, and they kind of go diagonally down in an oblique fashion, similar to the oblique fracture that we've previously learned about. And so the origin, like I stated, was from B5, from up here, the 5th rib, all the way down to the 12th rib, and to the iliac crest of the hip bone. So it originates here and goes down and caves inward into the iliac crest of the ilium of the hip bone. And what several people don't understand, and one thing that I had a little trouble understanding, was what did the origin and insertion necessarily mean. And so in basic terms, it's not all that difficult. You just have to understand that the origin is the beginning of the muscle and the insertion is the ending of the muscle. So it originates, so as I told you on the skeletal model, but also coming back to the muscle model, it originates from ribs 5 through 12. It originates from the ribs, but specifically ribs 5 through 12. And then it inserts and goes inward down towards the iliac crest of the hip bone. And then you can mimic the fashion or the direction of the external oblique. As you can tell that it goes to the side and it goes down. Like if you go to put your hands down in your pockets and your fingers are down in your pockets, that is the direction of the external oblique muscle. And so in regards to the actions and the purpose and the functionality, the external oblique serves as a major source of strength, stability, mobility, and overall support for the upper torso, or well, the torso and the trunk of the body. So one action that you can do, well, that the external oblique allows you to do, is something called flexion, in which the body can be leaned forward, and you can like you know how you go down and you're going to tie your shoe? That is an action of flexion, and it allows the muscles on the side, the left and the right muscles, contract, and they allow you to bend forward. There's also something called like lateral flexion, like as you go to the left and the right, similar to like when 80s dance instructors or exercise instructors are warming up for their exercise. That's like lateral flexion. You're moving away, which is lateral, away from the midline, and your external oblique muscles are being utilized. And so with that, you also have something very interesting with the external oblique. Is called contralateral flexion, in which that when the left side, which you're seeing right, but the left side is my left portion of the external oblique, and once it is contracted, I can move to the right side. And it's the same thing, vice versa, with the right side. As the right side is contracted, you're able to move your body to the left. And so with the external oblique, it serves a variety, not only to do with actions, but it serves a variety of purposes in the way that it provides structure for your torso, upper core strength. So like say if you were to have some type of trauma, or you were to be lifting or pulling on a heavy object, the external oblique muscles on the sides of the body here are being utilized so that you can pull some things, or the sides of your body, of your torso, are being protected. And they are also utilized whenever you're doing a forceful exhalation of the body. And because once you do exhalation, or once the external oblique muscles are contracted, you're able to exhale forcefully. And then they're also utilized whenever you use the action of sneezing or coughing, because once they are contracted, they cause compression, and then that forces the diaphragm to move upwards. And then like once you have sudden movements, like when you go to like tense up whenever you sneeze or cough, you are able to, the muscles are able to compress your abdomen area, and the diaphragm is forced up, and the lungs have pressure on them after that action, and the lungs exert air out of them. That's what happens whenever you cough and you sneeze. The external oblique muscles are utilized there. And yes, like I mentioned, as they're moved diagonally down the body, and also move diagonally down the body, and as they are inserted down this way, they originate from the ribs. They're inserted down near the iliac crest of the hip bone, as well as the medial line. You can't see it on the skeleton. Their insertion is not only on the iliac crest of the hip bone, but also the medial line, also called the linea alba of connective tissue, right here in the middle, as you can see. And in conclusion, the external oblique muscle is a muscle that is not really talked about, but is very important and underrated overall, and it is very crucial for several roles in the body, especially those of the trunk and the torso. Thank you so much.